Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I haven't covered an Iksars AMA in a while. They're just usually not that eventful, very fluffy questions, not really any insights, but I read over this AMA and there were some things that just, well, first off, outright like kind of made my blood boil a little bit. I don't know. It's just like, I'll let you guys try and help interpret some of these comments, mainly regarding Quest Mage. The title probably hints on that, as well as they kind of alludes to the, my basic, I'm not really the challenge, but, you know, upping the client to be more acceptable. I actually did ask a question, but lately haven't been having them answered, and it was the most liked question on the AMA, and yeah, not answered, but it was kind of answered in another thread, so maybe that's why he didn't directly answer it. But yeah, I basically asked, you know, about that video, about the client being buggy, that, you know, there's been a lot of frustration with the community regarding major patches launching with significant and often game-breaking bugs rather than just minor ones. Now that Mercenaries is launched, do you foresee this being less of a consistent issue going forward? Basically, you know, is it going to break less? And this was basically answered down here. Mimic asked, what will the team focus on moving forward since Mercenaries are now officially out? New features, improving the player experience, new UI, collection revamp, fixing stability and performance, and or something else. And Iksars responded, and this is the big bombshell, by the way. This is like potential, actually big deal. Doing some BG work now for new cosmetics and light progression. Also in early prototype stages for different modes of Battlegrounds, but haven't landed on anything yet. We'd like to make tournaments for BG in client in a way that could translate to other modes as well. So basically what he's hinting at is they want to put in a tournament mode, finally, that'll allow Battlegrounds to have tournaments, and as it's alluded to, also be used in other modes. So maybe we finally, after all these years, we were supposed to get it back in like 2018, we could see a tournament mode land that would be cross modes. So like Battlegrounds, maybe standard, maybe wild. That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. It is something it would just do so much, whether it be for casting events, whether just having fun with friends, setting like custom games and rules and a bracket or whatever. They could do in-game client stuff for like esports and their own invitational tournaments. There's so much stuff you could do with the tournament mode. That's why so many people would love to see it. So many other games utilize it. And at least early prototype stages, for whatever that means. Oh, I don't know how long that would take, but that is great news. That's great news. I really hope it happens. And the other part, which I alluded to in my question that wasn't answered, and all things being worked on or talked about are not set in stone. Outside of that, always looking for client improvements and a better support expansion releases. Want to find ways to exceed expectations for what expectations can be rather than just meet expectations. And right now they're not meeting expectations. They're not meeting them. The patches have been just abysmal. People have been very frustrated out being able to play content for like a day, two, sometimes longer. They're locked out. There's just performance issues, disconnect issues. So I feel like they're really tiptoeing and not wanting to admit that probably the reason he didn't respond to mine was if he responded to mine, he's admitting fault in the patch launches. And I feel like they're trying to avoid that. Maybe he doesn't want to implicate people. Maybe there's something he can't talk about. But overall, they're not meeting expectations. And I would love for them to exceed it. That would be amazing. But if they could just meet expectations, honestly, that'd be an amazing start. If we just have an expansion launch that, you know, has a bunch of bugs or whatever, but nothing game breaking, nothing huge, just a bunch of stupid little bugs that they'll patch over time. And of course, game breaking bugs will happen here and there. That'll happen, but not every patch. That's what we're basically after. And lately, every major patch. I mean, if you remember the core set, when that was introduced, you couldn't even play ladder because if you had a gold card, it would prevent you from even playing ladder. It was so weird and bizarre. They had to take golden cards out of arena for like months. Like it just, this stuff needs to stop happening. And yeah, he didn't answer me, but he answered it here kind of. So I'll take it. And the tournament mode thing is huge and would be absolutely awesome. Coles also asked a question. He's a friend of the stream, a great arena YouTuber. Twitch streamer. Check him out if you haven't. I'll try and link his stuff below if I can find it. But he asked, are there any plans for dual class or any other kind of arena event in the near future? And I was expecting they probably would announce it in the next patch with the mini set. Like when they put the mini set in, they'll probably patch in dual class arena at that time. And Iksars says dual class coming again, more details soonish. There's a patch next week. They said that in basically in a hotfix, that there's going to be a patch next week to fix some of the basically the mercenary stuff. I imagine we find out about the mini set in that patch. We get dual class arena. We get the Hallows event that we usually get this time of year. And yeah, dual class arena coming soon. I'm excited. I love dual class arena. Hopefully, what I would love is they would up the occurrence of class cards. One of the frustrating things about dual class arena is often you just get a bunch of neutrals. I'm like, I'm playing 2 different classes. The whole fun is to play class cards, combine crazy synergy. So I would love for them to like spike up the class cards, but the last few haven't really been like that. We'll have to wait and see, but dual class arena coming, so I thought I'd share that little tidbit. Let's go into the meat of the video. This is the one that I just don't understand. It's one of these just maddening, frustrating responses to a question. So Justin Adams asks, thoughts on a hypothetical Ignite nerf for standard? By the way, I have a nerf prediction or kind of suggestion video coming out tomorrow. It was going to come out today, but I'm like, I got to cover this. And Ignite is in that video, and I'm tilted now because it's not going to happen based on this. And anyways, thoughts on a hypothetical Ignite nerf for standard that would make it only go back into a deck cap number of times, like 3. You shuffle 3. By the way, my video tomorrow, I suggest, I think 1. So good luck on that one, future Zeddy. Anyways, it wouldn't change the card's power much, as you almost never use it more than that, but it might make it feel not as hopeless and infinite to casuals. And Iksars' response. So this is, I read this on stream and I went silent. Because I'm like, I don't want to get mad. I don't want to be accused of flaming the devs. And again, I'm not flaming Iksar. He's allowed to have his opinion, his take, but I feel like I disagree with this. So anyways, he said, for one, I think, like you mentioned, the real game impact is almost non-existent, basically making it so Ignite shuffling 3, which basically is true. If you have Quest Mage going, that spell damage is going to basically murder everything, but maybe theoretically you could out damage 7 Ignites. Probably not. Anyways, or 8 Ignites. Probably not. Anyways, I'd also argue that a change like this would have a bigger negative impact on people who love the idea of going infinite, and that it would on people who dislike the infinite thing happening to them. For players like playing Ignite, the thing doesn't actually have to happen for it to impact them. It makes those people excited to build the deck for the possibility of these infinite Ignites going off, that they chase that feeling in many, many games. For opposing players, it's really only negative when the thing actually happens to them. Very frustrating when it happens, but not all that common. Okay. Quest Mage is the most popular deck in Standard. The infinite Ignite thing happens all the time. Like, it happens in Wild infinitely for 0 mana. Like, there's people that like that, but there's people that like to play Control that can't do that because of a strategy like, so because there's some players out there that like to sometimes go infinite with Ignites, it should be a thing and a powerful thing and an infinite thing, but players that want to play Control and counter this type of strategy just like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, sure, there's people that enjoy it, I guess, but at the same time, it totally negates a complete strategy. It's a very frustrating thing. It creates an inevitability that you can't defeat, and it's just like, because there's people that like it, we leave it. There's people that like every archetype in the game, but they get nerfed all the time. I love so many different archetypes throughout the history of Hearthstone, but they get nerfed because they're not healthy or fun or lead to this kind of experience. So I'm just like, I don't get the response. And again, I'm not flaming the devs. This is, I get that he wants to appease to those people, I guess, but like, I don't feel it's that rare. I like, he's trying to say the infinite Ignite thing isn't that common, but I feel like it is. But one of the reasons it's not that common is people just don't bother playing Control anymore. So you never really need infinite, because why would you ever bother playing Control when Quest Mage is the most popular deck in the game and they will go infinite if you allow them to? It's just, it's a weird one. And I'd love to hear your guys' take on it. And please don't go to Iksar. We keep it positive. If you disagree, have that opinion. I just don't get it. It just kind of blows my mind on this one, but maybe I'm missing something and you guys can fill me in. I'd appreciate it. But anyways, I'm rambling on it. That's kind of my takes on the video or on the AMA. There's a lot of fluff questions and stuff like that, but I want to get to the meat and bones, the stuff that you guys kind of probably care about. And if you want more, probably a more intensive coverage, check out Regis. I'm sure he'll upload an AMA recap video. So there you go. That's my thoughts on some of Blizzard's kind of just weird takes, but good stuff in here. Tournament mode, client probably being upgraded, or at least meet expectations. That would be great. And dual class arenas coming. So there you go. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.